Experimental designs is a very vast topic and we have to cover all aspects of design. So, continuing with experimental designs, let's recap something that we have done in the beginning. Experimental design is the process of planning a study to meet the specified objectives. Planning an experiment properly is very important in order to ensure that the right type of data and a sufficient sample size and power are available to answer your questions. And those questions are the ones that you are interested in. So, in order to answer them efficiently and clearly, the experiment has to be designed with lot of care and keeping in mind the points that we have discussed earlier: independent variable, extraneous variable, dependent variable, and what other variables can affect an experiment. Recapping again, types of experiments are laboratory experiments, field experiments, and quasi experiments. The lab experiments are usually using random assignment and manipulation of independent variables because this increases the control. They take place in a contrived setting to increase control. They have very high internal validity. External validity can be questioned. Now, internal validity means that an experiment is conducted in a lab, and within lab everything is controlled and it is valid within that setting. External validity means you are testing a hypothesis in a lab and you have carried it out really well and your findings are very sound and well supported with the experiment that you have done with scientific control. But can it be applied to a real setting? If we take the same experiment outside the lab, will we have the same results? So is it externally valid as well in a different setting, in a field, in a real life setting? So that's external validity. Lab experiments have high internal validity, but external validity can only be verified if we take it outside the lab. So experiment, especially lab experiments, are characterized by random assignment of groups or subjects. And groups, as we were discussing the independent sample design, groups are independent. And this design employs strong control. Now, field experiments have random assignment and manipulation in a realistic field setting. Quasi experiments are very common in industrial and organizational psychology. Field experiment can be done with or without random assignment, and it is not always practical to assign participants. So we use intact groups. So there is less control over extraneous variables like environment, like other people, like temperature, like noise, distraction, which is not occurring in the lab. Now, experimental designs, just recapping, is between subjects, within subjects, and mixed between and within. We have been discussing independent sample or between independent groups or between subjects design. Now, between subjects design, the dependent measure is taken only one time and data are independent, which means it's not correlated. If we compare these three, you can see that in independent groups, using different participants for each condition. These three red, these three blue, they are two different groups. These people are totally different. In matched pairs, we match them and put one of the pair in this group, the other in that group. We'll be discussing that further. And in repeated measure or within subject, we use the same participants in both the conditions, giving them one treatment, then giving them another treatment, making them practice for 1 hour, making them practice for 5 hours, and then testing. So, same problem, but carrying it out in different designs. Putting them together here was required to just give an overview how we actually arrange and differ our design according to our problem. all of these could be used, but it all depends what you want to find out and what is more suitable. Each one has its strengths and its weaknesses, which as we go along we'll be further discussing. Independent groups have no order effect because they are different, and lower dropout rate because people are not tested over time, so they won't get tired. Within subject designs, carryover effect, practice, fatigue, and condition actually can affect other conditions because you have done one and then the other. So there's some strengths and some weaknesses. In independent group, the groups can be different because they are different people. So those people can be different. So the groups can be different. Between subject design, two groups, one independent variable and one dependent variable. One group is getting 2 hours sleep, the other is getting 10 hours sleep. So group A, 10 students, group B, 10 students, and the dependent variable is reaction time in both groups. Now, if we do it with same subjects using another design, now first they're tested with 2 hours sleep, then another time they're tested with 10 hours sleep. Well, they have already shown reaction time on a task, so there may be all kind of problems with repeating the same participants. Practice and fatigue and the effect of. So the experimenter decides to use the between subject designs, and we must remember the purpose of a good experiment is to ensure that independent variable is causing the difference in the dependent variable between two groups, and it is not any other effect which is actually confounding your results. This is reaction time and the sleep study. Now, reaction time could be measured with variety of techniques. So the pictures show you 2-3 types of reaction time tasks that we can usually give to the subjects. One is that you drop an object and the subject catches it. So you hear ready, go, and you have to catch that object. Now that is your reaction time when you hear go and when you actually catch it. That's one type of reaction time. We use the same ready, steady, go in running. That's also reaction time when you hear ready and then you say go and the runner has to start running. So if your reaction time is slow, you hear go but you don't immediately start running or you can't catch the object. Another way of doing it is with computer, where you can press a button and you are told you have to press when the green light appears or when the red light appears. So when the light appears, you take a little bit of time to see whether it's green or red or yellow, and then you press the button. So that's another time of reaction time in which judgment is required. So less sleep, longer reaction time, more sleep, shorter reaction time. And remember the example of intervening variable. Less sleep will make you tired, and when you are tired, your physical reaction time can actually increase, which means you respond to things much longer, take much longer time to respond to things. जाहिर है जब आप थके हुए होते हैं तो आप इतनी जल्दी चीज़ों को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर सकते.